Now what I want you to do is in the search bar while you're logged in is just write blogger.com. Right, when you do yours, this part can be changed later, but in the end, what I want you to have is your English nickname and your name in Thai. If you've got a very long Thai name, just have one of your Thai names. If you've got a short Thai name, you can put both your Thai name and your English nickname. I'm just going to type M31. I better put M31. Sample blog. That's what I'm going to use. You put your Thai name in there, but we can change it again later if you're not sure of what to do. The next step you can't. You have to create a new blog if the next bit's not right. Okay, I'll go next. Now, you should have a window at some stage that's got blogspot.com like this, and it's address. It's your address. And with your address, I would like you to put your Thai name, either your first name or your second name, in English characters. In my case, if I was Thai, I would put Brett Wilkin. But don't use Thai characters. Sometimes the search engines don't work well with Thai characters. It's to do with all sorts of things. I'm not going to explain it now. You'll see here on my screen, this blog address is not available. When that happens, you have to change it. Brett Wilkin, I'm going to go M31. I know I can't have that because it's not supported. The 31 it doesn't like. You can't have a space. It's got to be all together. Now, if you wait a bit, it should have underneath it, this blog address is available. No spaces, and keep it simple. Don't try and keep it as something that's easy to remember. So I'm going to go save. At this stage, I should end up with the dashboard just like this. There are no posts. Everything's just clear and clean. And I'm going to delete the two notices here. Emails, I don't use it for emails. And I don't want to join their community. But that's boring, just looking. So the first thing you do is you create a quote for your front page. That's going to be a first. Now that's going to be a post. You go to the posts over here and go new post. Click on new post, and that will take you to this window. Now over on the right here and behind, I'll move you across. There's a publish and a preview post, and your post is opened up in HTML code. If I click on this little button here, I've got a compose view. There it is there, and you can add stuff there, and you have an HTML view. The HTML view is where you write code. The first thing we're going to do is create a box. Is everybody in new post in the same as I am. I want you to copy. I'm in here, HTML view, and I will do this again for you, but at the moment I'm going to put a less than sign. I'm going to go div, and then I'm going to write the word style equals quotation, quotation, greater than sign, div style background, colon, yellow, and then semicolon. Now I'll zoom in on that for you so you can see a bit better. I hope you can see that. Then I'm going to go A. And then I'm going to close the tag, the div tag. I will open that up again in just a moment. Let's see if I've made a mistake. We'll go compose view. There it is. I've got a yellow background. That's the first thing. I'll have to log in again in 10 minutes because my Zoom will run out of money. That's the difference. HTML view, I see the code that I've written. In compose view, I see the result of the code. That's all I did. And all I did was write background in this format. Now, div is a container. And where my AAAA is, I can put lots and lots of information. And it will all have a yellow background. So that would be nicer if it didn't go all the way across the page. So we might put a width in it. In the style section here, after the semicolon, before the quotation marks, just where I've got it there, I'm going to write another bit of code. I'm going to saw width, W-I-D-T-H. These are called attributes. There'll be a quiz on that. Width, and we have colon. Oh, there it is. I had it too wide because I've got my screen enlarged. It's come in 400. I'll make it a bit smaller so you can see what I'm doing. I'll just make it 300. You can make it to fit your screen. I've got mine enlarged so that it looked a bit different. Compose view, there it is. There's the box. And if I just add more text, notice how my box gets bigger. The way this is set up, it just grows to fit my text. But there's a couple of things. That's still a boring box, still very boring. So what I'll do is HTML view, and I'll put a border on the box. Nem says her favourite colour is green. I'm doing a border attribute. I'm going to go 1px for the size of the border. And then I'm going to go solid because I don't want dots. If I put dots, it would make dots in the border. And then the colour green. And obviously you can do dashes, different colours, if you know the name. A lot of the main colours are words. but you can have millions of colours by using colour code, and I'll show you that one later. Semicolon at the end. Border 1px solid green. 1px is pretty narrow. I'm going to change that to 3px so you can see it. You can play with this on the sizes and stuff. Compose view, there it is, except for some reason it's gone outside of my box. Now that's really odd, it's not supposed to do that. I reckon it's made a new div, and it has. After the A, or in my sentence here, I'm going to put a break, and I'm just going to go BR, and that should work. The technical way, the proper way, is to go space and have your closing door in the brackets, BR. I'll just check that, see what it's done. Oh, I haven't written anything, that's why it's not there. BRAF, compose view. There it is there. So I can just use breaks, line breaks in my box. While you're playing, I'll just change solid to dash. I think it's dashes, I'm not sure. It might be, oh no, dashed, I think it is. I'll just check. There you go, dashed. Okay, back to the HTML view, because Jam looked like she was going to be crabby with me. I'll go back to solid because I like solid, but you can put dashed in there or dotted. Solid, dotted, dashed. I think there's another one too, but I can't remember. Box shadow. I should have remembered that. Now you can see the box shadow on to the right and to the bottom. That's what that does. Now, you can change the things on the box shadow. I've lost it again. Where'd it go this time? Box shadow. Oh, notice how Google put my colour first. It's correct always, but for some reason they don't like the way I write it all the time, and they change it. You'll get used to that, but it's a bit of a nuisance sometimes. If I go on my box shadow and put 1px on the third number, we'll see what it happens, what it does. Compose view. See how it's given me a sharp, clear edge, a sharp edge, not a soft, fuzzy edge, blurred edge. So you can change the settings on your box shadow to give you different effects. As I said, I did 1px. If I go minus 10px and minus 10px, I get a different effect again. You cannot do minus on the third number. Right, now my shadow is on the top to the left. You can change where your shadow is by going positive or minus numbers. That's wrong. I tend to like mine without minus numbers. Quite often though, I will put a white above, like a light shining, and a darker colour underneath. Let's put that bit of code now, copy, and place it in the chat. when you look at it in the compose view, notice how the text goes right up to the border and it looks pretty untidy. It doesn't look very nice. So, well, there is a piece of code that moves that in from the edge. So we'll come back to our code after the colon and the semicolon and before the quotation mark. We'll write a new piece of code and we'll call it padding, P-A-D-D-I-N-G. The padding moves the code away from the border. So I'm going to go, oops, I forgot to put a space. It'll still work without that space, but it's hard to read. That's all. And when you start troubleshooting, when you make a mistake, you need to make it easy to read. So padding, and I'll go 10px on my padding, and then semicolon. Come on. That should put our box, our text away from the edge. If you want to put, you just continue writing in it and your box will expand to suit your text automatically. But if you go enter for a new line, you will have to put a break in there, a BR tag, as I did back here, HTML. Where's the BR tag? Here it is. You can copy as many of those. When I'm doing BR tags, I nearly always just, actually it's not quite there, it's down to there. Control C. I just paste my BR tags wherever I want them, like this. I might have 10 or 20 of them in a box. Copy paste it. As I say, copy paste is your friend. You don't make mistakes if you copy paste. You copy good code and paste it. You don't make mistakes. Mistakes are horrible. They're really hard to see sometimes. On this top bit of code, I'm going to do something else. Now, that bit of code, the A, is inside my div tag. All right, div tag. The div tag starts here at the top and closes down here after the GG. What I'm going to do is put title. I'll put span, S-P-A-N, not spam, span. And then I'm going to do style, S-T-Y-L-E, equals quotation, quotation, and greater than. Then I go back to there and I'm going to text shadow, style equals text shadow, and then I'll do the same type of coding, but I'll do it 2px, 1px red, and quotation mark. I'll just have a quick look at this and then I'll paste it for you if it worked. I forgot to close my tag. Right, now I'm all correct again. Can't afford to forget to close your tag. I'm going to copy it this time just in case so. I'm pleased it warned me. Now my Fs have a red shadow. Now what I'll do is I'll go back, HTML, I'll copy all this code for you. Control C. We're not doing anything with it yet, but we will do.